For 12 years, every major prize in the McDonald's Monopoly game was a lie. Not most of them. Not almost all of them. Every single one. The million-dollar cash prizes, the cars, the vacations, all of it was already won before you ever peeled a sticker off your fries. And the man responsible for stopping exactly that from happening was the one person quietly doing it. In August of 2001, FBI agents surrounded a man in an airport parking lot in Marietta, Georgia, and put him in handcuffs. His name was Jerome Jacobson. Everyone who knew him called him Uncle Jerry. For 12 years, Uncle Jerry had done something so simple, so quietly brilliant, that not one single customer, not one executive, not one journalist had ever noticed. Here's how insane the setup actually was. Jacobson was a former police officer who'd spent 4 years on the force in Florida before leaving law enforcement entirely to become director of security for a company called Simon Marketing, the firm McDonald's hired to produce and distribute every single winning game piece for its national promotions. Think about what that job actually meant. Jacobson wasn't guessing which piece would win $1 million. He was physically holding it. He was the security escort. His entire job, his only job, was making sure nobody could ever do exactly what he was about to spend the next 12 years doing. And the game itself was already brutal before anyone cheated it. Buried in the fine print, McDonald's had made certain pieces astronomically rare on purpose to control how much cash actually went out the door. The short line railroad piece, one of 4 you needed to win a prize, had odds of 1 in 150 million. You were more likely to be dealt a royal flush in poker 4 times in a row than legitimately pull that piece from a bag of fries. So when Jacobson realized he could simply take the winning pieces out of circulation himself, he wasn't beating impossible odds. He was erasing them entirely. The method was almost absurdly simple. Jacobson would palm the high-value pieces during supposedly secure production runs, then slip away, sometimes into an airport bathroom stall between connecting flights, and swap them out before anyone noticed a discrepancy. From there, he needed people to actually claim the prizes without anyone tracing them back to him. So he built a network. Family members, friends. According to federal investigators, some individuals with organized crime connections. Recruiters who would find a random person willing to pretend they'd won, hand them a piece worth $1 million, and take a cut, sometimes $50,000 in cash paid up front before the recruit had claimed a single dollar of the prize. Over 12 years, this network grew to at least 53 people, and every single time one of them walked into a McDonald's office holding a winning piece, an actual McDonald's employee handed them an actual check, completely unaware they were looking at a crime scene. For over a decade, nobody caught it. Not McDonald's, not the ad agencies, not a single regulator. The scheme finally started to unravel in March of 2000, when an anonymous caller phoned the FBI and said just enough to get an agent's attention. Someone named Uncle Jerry was rigging the McDonald's games. The agent who caught the case, a 13-year veteran named Richard Dent who normally investigated public corruption and bank fraud, launched an operation with the deliberately ironic codename Final Answer. 25 agents fanned out across the country, and the pattern they found was almost too obvious once they knew where to look. Winners who claimed to live in one state actually lived somewhere else entirely, clustered strangely close to a lake house Jacobson owned in South Carolina. One family alone had somehow claimed 3 separate $1 million prizes plus a Dodge Viper sports car. So the FBI did something almost cinematic. They staged a fake television commercial shoot inviting suspected fraudulent winners to appear on camera to celebrate their big win, and used it to get several of them to incriminate themselves on tape, describing exactly how they'd gotten their piece and from whom. By August of 2001, agents were ready. They arrested Jacobson and 7 of his closest associates. His trial began on September 10, 2001. One day later, the September 11th attacks consumed every headline in America, and one of the strangest corporate fraud cases in United States history nearly vanished from public memory overnight, buried under the biggest news day of the decade. Jacobson pleaded guilty to 3 counts of mail fraud. He was sentenced to 37 months in federal prison and ordered to pay $12.5 million in restitution, a fraction of the $24 million prosecutors say he and his network had actually stolen. More than 50 other people were eventually convicted alongside him. McDonald's, for its part, immediately fired the marketing agency involved and quietly pulled the monopoly promotion from the airwaves for years. Here's the ending that almost writes itself. In 2025, McDonald's brought the Monopoly game back to United States stores for the first time in a decade, this time wrapped in a level of security that reads like a direct response to exactly what Jacobson got away with. Every physical piece now has to be scanned and verified through the McDonald's app. Digital pieces are tracked individually. Independent auditors monitor the entire process from production to redemption. The exact same company that once handed total, unsupervised control of a national contest to a single security director is now treating every sticker like it's radioactive. Because for 12 straight years, one man proved that the easiest way to rig a game worth hundreds of millions of dollars wasn't to hack it from the outside. It was to simply be the person everyone trusted to protect it.